Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast for today, Wednesday, 8th March 2017. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. International Women's Day is celebrated annually on March 8th and seeks to highlight the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. The day also marks a call to action for accelerating gender parity. Junior Minister in the Ministry of Gender Affairs, the Honourable Hazel Brandy Williams, spoke on the theme, #Be Bold for Change.
This year, therefore, serves as an opportune time for us as a society to redouble our efforts and come together to fight for change in addressing these inequalities and overcoming long-standing barriers.
According to Minister Brandy Williams, the Gender Affairs Division has been taking bold steps for changing and elevating the status for women. She said there has been numerous activities put on by her department in support of this.
Gender sensitization and focal point training workshops, the introduction of NOW, Non-Traditional Occupation for Women program, or Second Chance Teen Mothers Life Skills Training Program, health fairs, and educational sessions. These are done in collaboration with government departments, private sector institutions, community groups, and churches throughout the island.
The junior minister then went on to list the activities her department will be hosting in a celebration of International Women's Day.
Visits to workplaces during the course of the month. On Tuesday, 21st March, there will be a panel discussion on VON Radio. This discussion will engage youth and expert personnel on the topical issue of women in leadership. There will also be a 2-day regional conference for women and girls planned for the 22nd and 23rd March 2017. On Wednesday 22nd, there will be a march and rally starting at 4:30 p.m. from the Villa grounds, culminating at the Memorial Square. On Thursday 23rd, there will be an award ceremony in honor of women who would have contributed significantly to community development as well as in their various fields of professional engagement.
Junior Minister in the Ministry of Gender Affairs, the Honourable Hazel Brandy Williams. March 9th is observed as World Kidney Day. It is a global awareness campaign aimed at raising awareness of the importance of our kidneys. This year, the theme is Kidney Disease and Obesity, Healthy Lifestyle for Healthy Kidneys. On Nevis, the Minister of Health, in addressing the theme, said that obesity is of particular concern locally. Minister Brantley said the statistics are not encouraging.
And it is not only relevant on the global level, where over 600 million persons are obese, but also nationally here in St. Kitts and Nevis, where over 70% of the adult population is overweight or obese. Of the obese population in the Federation, there is also a concern among our children in some parishes, where up to 30% of them in the 0 to 5 year range are also overweight or obese. Obesity is a risk factor for non-communicable diseases such as diabetes and hypertension, which contribute to the development of end-stage renal disease. These conditions are also prevalent in our population here on Nevis, with a recent study estimating that the prevalence of diabetes is 17% and hypertension 24%.
The Ministry of Health actively promotes health education, which seeks to achieve lifestyle changes across all demographics in the Nevisian society. The Health Promotion Unit undertakes 2 successful programs in the primary schools, the Chef Academy and My Healthy Plate.
Both of these initiatives involve education on healthy eating and reinforce the National Food-Based Dietary Guidelines, which include but are not limited to eat different types of fruits every day, eat a variety of vegetables daily, limit the use of food and drink with added salt and sugar, be physically active for at least 30 minutes each day. These school health initiatives also involve practical components, with the Chef Academy promoting agriculture in schools through the donation of hydroponic systems, and My Healthy Plate conducting measurements of children to determine body mass index before and after intervention to determine impact of a health education activity.
The outreach programs from the Ministry of Health include services at the various health centers, visits to workplaces, and includes the prison farm. Minister of Health Brantley noted that treatment for end-stage renal failure is accessible to affected persons on Nevis.
Treatment services for end-stage renal disease also include dialysis. These services are accessible to citizens and residents of Nevis at the Joseph and France Hospital in St. Kitts, and will be available in the not-too-distant future on Nevis with the investment by the Nevis Island government in a dialysis facility in partnership with other stakeholders, including the government of China, Taiwan. Other institutional health services are also available at the Alexandra Hospital, where an internist cardiologist is part of our staff complement. The Ministry of Health is also committed to further developing a policy on non-communicable diseases, which will include strategies to prevent end-stage renal disease.
In individuals affected by obesity, the kidneys have to work harder, filtering more blood than normal to meet the metabolic demands of the increased body weight. The increase in function can damage the kidney and raise the risk of developing chronic kidney disease in the long term. Mr. Brantley confirmed the Ministry of Health continued commitment to ensure behavioral change to reduce and stop the prevalence of renal failure and non-communicable diseases in general. The acting general manager of the Nevis Electricity Company, NEVLEC, wishes to thank the general public for their understanding during the last week when the company experienced some challenges. A logistical mishap caused the company's fuel supplier to miss the delivery of fuel that had been ordered. Because of this situation, engines 7 and 10 that use the specialized fuel were taken out of operation last week, Tuesday. Fortunately, because of unusually higher than normal wind on Nevis, the Nevis Wind Farm was able to provide some assistance.
During our difficult period, however, we saw something that we have never seen since 2010 when the wind farm was commissioned. For that entire period when we were unable to deliver and had to take our engines out of commission, the wind farm delivered in excess of 1 megawatt consistently until yesterday when the wind died off. So we want to applaud, of course, the good guys at the wind farm who did whatever they did, apart from the wind being good, but ensured to do whatever maintenance was necessary to ensure that the farm kept us during this period.
The wind gusts began to reduce on Sunday, and as a result, the company was forced to institute load shedding on a Sunday, Monday, and part of Tuesday of this week.
We are happy to report that the shipment of oil was received and delivered to us this morning, March 7, 2017. Please be advised, therefore, that effective today, power has been restored to a state of normalcy. We at NEVLEC thank you for your patience and understanding during this difficult time that we experience.
Swanston visited our studios on Tuesday afternoon and made the announcement. He also thanked the technicians at the Prospect Generation plant for their continued diligence. Still to come, Medical Officer of Health on Nevis urges public to help stop the spread of gastroenteritis. We'll have the details after this break.
This April 7th and 8th, get yourself to Owali Beach for the 2017 Nevis Blues Festival. As the sun goes down, party to music by Ian Siegel, Deanna Bogart, AJ Gent, and many more. Regular boat services will connect St. Kitts from Frigate Bay and Reggae Beach direct to the festival. Find out more at nevisblues.com.
Welcome back. Medical Officer of Health on Nevis, Dr. Judy Nisbet, is urging the public to help stop the spread of gastroenteritis. Gastroenteritis is the inflammation of the stomach and intestines, typically resulting from bacterial toxins or viral infection. Dr. Judy Nisbet spoke about the signs and symptoms.
Vomiting and diarrhea, but persons may also experience stomach pain, cramping, fever, nausea, headache, and malaise, that is low energy level. The most common cause of gastroenteritis is a virus, the main types being rotavirus and norovirus. Although not as common, bacteria such as E. coli and Salmonella can also trigger gastroenteritis.
Dr. Nisbet states that gastroenteritis is very contagious.
The most probable way that the virus or bacteria is spread is through the fecal-oral route, which means that fecal matter of an infected person can get into the mouth or the intestinal tract of an uninfected person. The infection can spread from person to person via contact with an infected person or their possessions, such as utensils, towels, etc., consumption of contaminated food or water, unwashed hands after going to the bathroom, or changing a diaper of an infected infant, or assisting a sick person who is having vomiting and diarrhea.
Gastroenteritis can last from 2 to 3 days. Persons are encouraged to stay hydrated, as vomiting and diarrhea can lead to dehydration. In order to stop the spread of gastroenteritis, infected persons are asked to wash hands frequently and thoroughly, and to refrain from sharing utensils and other personal items. At the Constable's Awards ceremony and dinner held on Saturday, 4th March, the Queen's Jubilee Award was presented to 3 constables. Commissioner of Police in the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, Ian Quayle, outlined the criteria for attaining the Queen's Jubilee Award.
For any person who was serving in the police force, the defense force, fire and rescue, or Her Majesty's prison, who would have served 15 years or more at the time of February 2012, when Her Majesty had 60 years on the throne. I am one of the persons who believe in recognizing and rewarding persons. So during that discussion, His Excellency graciously consented, and I proceeded to have a dialogue with our permanent secretary, because at that time we now would have had to pay a little more for the medals. And so we discussed that matter with the permanent secretary, and then subsequently with the minister, and basically indicating the need for such a medal to be distributed to the men, and it was an all-go from the start.
The Governor-General, His Excellency Sir Tapley Seaton, and Assistant Commissioner of Police Terence James presented the recipients with their award. The constables receiving the award were Woman Constable Ornette Hendrickson, Hans Griffin, and Royston Isaac. The award ceremony is in its 14th year, and Constable Karen Nicholas was awarded Constable of the Year. And that concludes this evening's presentation of the Nevis Newscast. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing. Good night.